Welcome to the final day of NBL Blitz 24. We're here on the fabulous Gold Coast, and this game will decide the champion of this Blitz event. It's been a great one thus far. Today we've got the Queensland Stoush, the Cairns Taipans versus the Brisbane Bullets. The Bullets are 2-0. The Taipans are winless at 0-3. As I bring in Liam Santamaria, what are we looking for in today's game? Obviously, we've got one of the biggest stars in Queensland sport, and the next star, Rocco Zakarski.
Exciting way to finish off the tournament, isn't it? We get the Queensland rivals going head-to-head. Just the one game today to close out what's been a great event. And, you know, there's always a little feeling when these teams go at it. So it's the pre-season, yes, but they're ramping up to the start of the season at Hoops Fest in Perth next week. And you're right, there's a lot of excitement that Rocco Zakarski is fit, healthy. He's going to be out there on the floor. The scouts have come from the NBA from all over the world to watch Rocco this week. He sat out their second game, but he's going to be on deck today.
And what have you liked about the Brisbane Bullets? They're undefeated, and they've shown a much better style of basketball. How have you felt about their performance?
Great camaraderie, great chemistry. You know, it's what Justin Schuller wanted to build in this organization when he came in. And, you know, they took some steps forward last year, and the early signs in 24-25 is that they're starting to get those kinds of things right.
And the Cairns Taipans coming from up north haven't fared as well, but yet there are some signs there. They've got Rob Edwards, they've got Pedro Bradshaw. Tanner Groves has been very serviceable in this event as an import. What do you make of their performance?
I'm kind of sneaky high on the Taipans this season to be better than expected. You know, there are low expectations generally about them coming in, but I think their starting unit and maybe one or two pieces coming off the bench is pretty strong, but they haven't played a lot together. So it's about those guys, you know, getting more experience playing together. Now, the start of the season is going to be tricky with Taron Armstrong with the torn calf. So today's going to be important. Tad Dufelmeyer Jr., pieces like Pedro Bradshaw, you know, running the point and running this team, they need to get a little more used to their job because they're going to need to carry that load in the first couple of games of the season.
Stay with us. This is going to be a big one.
All right, we at Carrubbin Sanctuary. We just finished our tour. Had such an amazing time. My favorite animal was a crocodile, of course. He was a monster. That's who I am, a monster. What was your favorite?
My favorite moment was seeing the little baby Joey, the little baby kangaroo, and feeding them. This was absolutely amazing.
Yep. So until next time, Preachers out.
Welcome to the Gold Coast Sports and Leisure Center for the final day of the NBL Blitz. And Liam Santamaria is my partner in crime today. And Liam, what a fantastic event we've had thus far. We'll determine the winner of the Loggins Bruton Cup right here today. We've got the Cairns Taipans versus the Brisbane Bullets. Taipans winless, Bullets undefeated. What are your thoughts on the game?
Oh, good vibe in here. Great way to finish off the event. Yeah, lots of Bullets fans, lots of Zakarski jerseys, everybody amped for this Queensland rivalry to get underway. And you're right, two teams that have had different experiences this week. The Bullets, they're rolling. What a pre-season they've had. Feeling good, building some winning momentum towards the start of the season. And, you know, this Taipan squad with a bunch of new pieces, still finding their feet. I felt like they've been pretty competitive over the course of the week, and would like to finish this one off. They're the only team that plays 4 times over the course of the Blitz. They'd love to finish the week off with a win.
Now, the Bullets come into this one with a record of 2-0, and what have you liked about their performances? What have you seen that could potentially carry over into the regular season?
I think they're playing together. You know, obviously they've got no Josh Bannon at the moment. He's got the fractured hand. He's going to be a key piece for them at the 4 spot. But the rest of the squad, I think playing with good chemistry, good camaraderie, and
you know, showing some early signs at both ends of the floor. The standout, obviously, Tyrell Harrison has been amazing, but we've watched his ongoing progression, so it's no real surprise to see him playing really well. But dang Adele, what a fantastic preseason he's had. Excited to see him again today.
And the Cairns Taipans, this will be their 4th game of the Blitz. They've played the extra game to make up for the Tasmania Jack Jumpers having to depart the tournament early to go over to play in Singapore in the FIBA Asian event. The Taipans, we know that they like to play up and down. They have a young team. They've got 3 really serviceable imports, and some might say Rob Edwards is a high-quality import. To go with Rob Edwards, they have Pedro Bradshaw and Tanner Groves. Now, I've been really impressed with Groves' performance. He's a big guy. He's around the basket a lot. What do you think that the Taipans can take from this event?
Well, getting those 3 guys comfortable in the league is the key bit, isn't it? Now, Rob Edwards at the start of the tournament, did they play the opening game or opening night? And he was one of the key takeaways. Like, oh boy, he looks like he's going to be able to get some things done this season. So he's been good. Pero Bradshaw, versatile piece, a bit of a Swiss Army knife. He's been growing more and more comfortable. And Tanner Groves is a no-frills, lunch pail, hard hat type of operator on the interior. A guy that Adam Ford loves to coach.
And we look at the starting 5. The Brisbane Bullets go with Keandre Cook and James Bateman, 2 guys who have been very good in the preseason. The person you mentioned before, Dang Adele's been outstanding, Towie Smith-Milner and Tyrell Harrison.
And for the Taipans, no photo for Tatu Famai Jr. because our man got flown in midweek. They've got no Taron Armstrong, Kyle Adnam's out, Jackson McCoy is going to miss the first couple of games of the season, so they're going to need Tatu Famai Jr. to fill in, and that's why he's starting in this one.
And the top player in the competition in this Blitz will be awarded with the Ray Borner Medal, and you'd have to think Tyrell Harrison is in the running for that one.
I think that's a good call. He's been rock solid over their first 2 games, so if he has another good one today, my man Alex Tui.
Very good.
I mean, he didn't play that first game, so he won't win the medal, but talk about standout performers this week. He's the tournament leading scorer. He's been fantastic.
And as we get into the tip-off for this final day of the Blitz, it has been proudly supported by Experience Gold Coast, the only destination where you can watch world-class hoopers go to work, hike through ancient rainforest, sip cocktails by a pool. I haven't been able to do that just yet. Squeal on a roller coaster. I'm too old for that. Discover diverse wildlife and savor the finest of dining as Vaughn Mayberry is going to get us tipped off here on the wonderful Gold Coast. Edwards right away looked like he didn't know which way he was going. Taipans working through Groves. And this guy right here, Edwards, has been dynamic. First Taipans possession results in a turnover. Adam Ford would like to see beginning of games, coming out of timeouts, first possession of a half. Those are all key to set the standard for how you're going to play on the offensive end.
For sure. Always want to get the ball through some hands. That's why Edwards turned down that early opportunity to attack. Dang Adele, he doesn't do likewise. Happy to get on the front foot, kisses it off the glass.
Adele been outstanding after spending 1 season with Illawarra and then going away for a while. The Bullets throw him a lifeline. He's back in the league as Wardenberg attacks the hoop. Wardenberg was a bit down on form last season. He's someone who can be a real X factor from the Taipans. We know his talent. His shooting percentages were down 10% last year, Liam.
Stayed in far North Queensland across the off-season and just worked. He and Jonah Antonio on a daily basis. So some as, oh boy, Keandre Cook with a circus shot early on. He'll go to the line for the bonus. Yeah, some guys go to different leagues around the world. We saw a lot in NBL 1, NZNBL, and elsewhere to work on their game as we get another look at Cook initiating the contact, falling out of bounds, the poise to knock it in. But Wardenberg and Antonio, they just locked in together in Cairns over the course of the off-season and are coming in fit, strong, hungry, ready to go. And
when you look at the makeup of the Taipans team, they lost Sam Menenga in the offseason, and a lot more of the burden goes on to Wardenberg as Edwards takes that burden on himself, unable to finish at the cup. The Bullets bring it back right at the Taipans. Adele's been unstoppable in the preseason. Gets fouled. Oh, no, I'm not so sure about that call, but they called a travel there.
Yeah, well, you know, some early comments here. Deng Adele, Sam Wardenberg shouting out some guys doing some good work. Shout out to you, stepping into the play-by-play seat today. Enjoying your work in the early going.
I'm loving it. Well, you're making it a lot more easier on me because I know I can just shut up for a while and let you do your thing. And that's 2 turnovers early, and we'll get an early timeout as Adam Ford wants to discuss this. And this is when you establish habits, Liam. You let little stuff slide. It becomes big stuff during the season.
Well, you got to read on that in that first possession. You know, the turnover, and you spoke about the importance of getting those early possessions rock solid, and Adam Ford agrees with you.
And speaking about getting things early, Cairns Taipans season tickets, NBL 25 are out now. Scan the QR code on screen or go to nbl.com.au/tickets to purchase. That is a great venue to watch basketball. Far North Queenslanders, get on that app right now. Get yourself some tickets.
Well, the QR code's gone, but the website's still available. I agree with you. And you know what you're going to have in this Taipans team if you're in Far North Queensland? I think you're going to have a team that's going to go, play hard, get at it. You know, I think Adam Ford, now he's established in Cairns. He understands the community. He recognizes the importance of having a team that's going to, represent that community the right way. And a big part of that, you got to win your home games.
And the other thing, Liam, is we know now that regional teams can have an impact. One of the great fallacies about the NBL is that the big cities dominate.
Well, the other thing about regional cities, really about anywhere, is yes, the onus is on the players to represent and play well at home, but you, the supporter base, can create an environment that helps them along the way. And look at what's happened in Tasmania as a perfect example.
Illawarra late last season.
That used to exist in Cairns, and I hope it does again this season.
As Edwards shows his athleticism and strength, he's going to be one of the best penetrators in NBL 25. Strong body, and Adele just continues to impress. Outstanding pass on the back door cut. He'll go to the line and shoot too.
So when Deng Adele, and I'm sure this has been spoken, I've been in the venue, haven't been watching a lot of the broadcast, but so I'm sure it's been spoken about. But when Adele was in the league a few years back and it didn't go well in Illawarra, I had a sense like, maybe his game isn't particularly suited to the style we play here, where it's a little bit more structured. He was so successful at Louisville and in the G League. He got his NBA opportunities as a result, where it's pace and space, and you've got, you can isolate and go one-on-one. Whereas here, there's a lot more structure, and you have to know how to utilize screens, how to execute plays. I really feel like there's been a maturing of Deng's game over these past couple of years, and he's come back, looks much more comfortable on the NBL hardwood.
He looks really free with the ball, and you just watch him on the defensive end. He looks confident and assured of himself as the Taipans get this ball into the front court. Grove, that's a tough matchup. Poor shot there over the outstretched hands of Tyrell Harrison. Bairstow into the game for some early action.
You shout out a guy. No, I won't go there. But I will preface those comments about Adele, and you'll understand what I'm saying here, right? It's preseason.
Yeah.
There's been a good preseason. The challenge when the bright lights come on next week in Perth is for Deng to, be this kind of important key contributor to this squad during the regular year.
Good defense there from Keandre Cook. An even better shot from Dylan Stipe. And I'll be interested to see what his productivity looks like and how Adam Ford plans on utilizing him. Another 3-ball right there from Keandre Cook. And he's starting to get it cooking early in this first quarter. Wardenberg to the rack, feeds Groves, and that's what I like about Groves. Seemingly always around the front of the rim. whether it's offensive rebounding or dump-off passes, Liam, he's been far more impressive than I thought he would be.
High IQ, big fella. As we said, no frills. Gets the dirty work done underneath, and we like those guys in the NBL. You know, who can set picks, get boards, be a strong presence on the interior.
And good hands there from James Bateman. Gets that ball to go off Duffelmeyer Jr.'s foot. Bullets up 10-8, 6 to go in the first quarter. As we bring in the man we just mentioned, the MVP of this Blitz 24 will be awarded the Ray Borner Medal. Ray, welcome.
Oh, thank you very much.
How's the trip been?
Trip's been great. It's been some exciting basketball going on, and every year it just gets better and better. That's what's so good about this sport, is that kids are doing what, you know, at the start of their journey, what we were doing at the end of our journey.
And we saw the big man Tyrell Harrison finish right there as Wardenberg lets one fly. No good. What have you thought about some of the big men, as you were one of the most outstanding players inside the paint in NBL history? What do you make of a Tyrell Harrison, or the import we just mentioned, Tanner Groves?
Harris is just, last year he was struggling, I thought, and a lot of work in pre-season, and this year, the games that I've seen him play, he's just really come on board and really grown up. He's accepted his role and playing, you know, I think really well. And it's good to have seen his development over this past 12 months.
Here's a man we just mentioned going to work on Groves. Nice move there. He's got excellent touch. He's got some NBA type stuff, I believe, Liam.
Well, the scouts have found him interesting. Yeah, I mean, that's what happens. They come in here to watch the young guys, the draft prospects, and you know, often they notice other dudes that, you know, land on the radar. Now, obviously, Harrison no longer draft eligible, but he's put himself, he's helped himself this week in terms of the potential of getting an NBA opportunity at some stage. And Ray, can I say, it's great to have you on for a chat, but what's been really great is to have you here this week, all week. You know, you rocked up before the tournament started. You've been coming each and every day, locked in, front row, every game. It's so great for the league to have the legends, you know, in the building and interested and have their presence. But especially in this preseason tournament, as Ruck said, the MVP gets the Ray Borner Medal, and you've been here watching the games, and we've been able to introduce you to the young players, and they can get a sense of, you know, the giants of the league, no pun intended, that given your history in the competition, of on whose shoulders they're standing on in this competition.
It's an honour to have the award. You know, it's something that you don't think about when you play. It's something that just transpired over time, and you know, I've been really happy and fortunate that they've done this, and the NBL now brings us up to watch the games and to present the medal, and it's just a real honour. Yeah, and the way that the league has grown is it's just getting better and better every year.
Well, Ray, you were the league MVP in 1985. You're also a Order of Australia member. That's nothing to sneeze at. That OAM after your name never ever looks bad, Liam.
No, sir.
Do you think you'll get that for your next stars?
Well, we're working on it. You can't, you know, you can't start advocating too early, Ruck.
4 Olympic Games for Ray Borner. Man, talk to us about the Olympic Games then compared to now. It's so commercialized now. It's a whole different feel. But what was it like then?
Yes
okay,
and
talk
no.
to us.
In as much as the very first that I went to
Seoul, 88.
In LA.
84 LA.
84 LA.
Okay.
And that was, you talk about commercial, you know, it was coming straight after the Moscow Games that the Americans wanted to make sure that we were doing it best. We would, you know, showing everybody, got the sponsors involved. I remember there was 2 campuses, so USC and UCLA. The Australians were at USC, and we're walking down through the the main eating area, and they had a little kind of restaurants places. We walked, Andy Campbell and I, we walk into a restaurant. We're going to get beautiful steaks for in the window and potatoes, and so we said, "Oh, can we have a steak, please?" And she goes, "You're not American."
Cool.
And we said, "Yeah, no, we're Australian." She goes, "No, they're only for the Americans."
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
So nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed. It's like, wow. So that was, yeah. But then you walk past little sponsors' huts, and you'd go in and get a little, 30-cent bag of M&Ms, and they'd give you a big box full of them. So we're walking back to the dorms with these big boxes of M&Ms. But it was all commercial stuff. It wasn't just. It was about how well we can do it, and that was the exciting part of that about going to the Olympics.
And the Bullets continue to maintain control of this game as Prather attacks there in transition, gets fouled. Bullets up 16-10, and for them to win Blitz 24, they need to win this game, win one quarter, and tie at least one other quarter. Otherwise, guess who wins it? The Perth Wildcats. And if you want more on the Perth Wildcats, go and download the free NBL app by going to nbl.com.au/app. That app is the bane of my existence. I love that app. Liam, you go to NBL Plus, you can get everything, all the stats. I can go and look at old videos of myself.
Which you do on the regular.
Nothing wrong with that. Self-belief, self-esteem is important in this life. Liam,
I'm here for it.
Well,
as Stipe goes to the bucket, nothing happening.
We got a ride home last night with Derek, and all he talked about was how good he was.
Oh,
hey, hold on, man. When you're in my car, Ray, we don't discuss stuff outside the car. What happens in the car stays in the car.
No, I appreciate the ride home. It was great. In the little Tesla, it was good.
Ray, over the course of your career, a few different teams along the way. Which Ruck spoke about the '85 season MVP. Which is the year, and what team were you on at the time that you have your fondest memories of, and if you reflect on your career, you kind of have the warmest feelings about?
That's a varied question, in as much as every team that you go to, every game that you play, every season is different, and so it's like saying where do you get your best parmigiana, you go to different places and the environment's different, the vibe is different.
Okay.
Wollongong was an excellent place to live, absolutely loved it, but we play the game to win, and so winning the '89 NBL championship with North Melbourne, that's why we play. We don't play for individual awards. We don't play for self. We play for community, and we play to win the game. And that's my highlight of the career. How good is Rocco? Can he be? Right now we're seeing him as a kid, but he's going to progress, and so long as he's doing the right work in and around the basket, but also developing his outside game, he can be all-world. He can absolutely be all-world.
Well, I'll step in here, Ray, and just tell you from my evaluative process, that kid already is a high-level rim protector at just the age of 18. He has a good nose for the basketball. He runs the floor well, and all these things are not going to get worse. He's going to get better and better. And the other part, as he throws one down after the whistle,
he's going to get a time waste for that.
But he wants to be better.
Yeah.
And as we know, just because you have talent or you have size, if you don't have the want,
you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
People can talk about you, but as you said, you've got to put the work in to get that elevated level. There's a lot of good players that have never made that next step. Could have been this, could have been that, could have been this, and that's exactly what they are, could have been. But if he's going to do the work and he's got the right people behind him to help him elevate to that level, my goodness, he could be all world.
Yeah, I mean, the potential's just oozing off him isn't it? But you're right. I mean, you got to stay humble and hungry and continue to develop, and that's the challenge for Rock. It's so exciting to have such an elite young Aussie prospect running around in the NBL and have all these NBA scouts, front office executives take the long trip to come out and watch a guy like that. The thing I like about Rock, as Steiff sticks the turnaround jumper, is that he's a competitor. Like, he wants to dunk on you. He wants to send your shot to the 10th row. He wants to dominate. And, you know, he's still, as Zadell slides to the cup, he's still kind of establishing himself at this kind of pro level. Huge future ahead, but I love the fact that he has that competitive streak as Yak gets the better of him there, sliding along the baseline.
But that's what you got to do. You go after everything around the rim, and you will get dunked on. But you must challenge everything at the rim if you're a big man like Rocco.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. And he reads the game well. And the thing that I've, even just watching these last 3 or 4 minutes, is that he's chasing the ball. He's always re-establishing his feet to find position so that he can attack the rebound or attack the loose shot.
And Ray, need I remind you, he's 7'3", and we know those extra 4 inches come in handy late in the game. When the legs don't quite want to move, and when you're 7'3", you got a big advantage.
And Ray, you're talking about developing his shot. This is, now I'll probably put the Moz on him here, but this is one area I think that he's really improved over the course of the off-season. Worked hard. It's a process becoming a perimeter shooter. But the free throw stroke,
that's a fine stroke,
has really improved.
That looks fine.
And from an NBA talent evaluation perspective, that's what they look at. To say, all right, we're not expecting you to become a three-point shooter overnight, but can you show progressive improvement? And they look at the free throw stats, they look at the form, and they say, you know what, there's some potential there.
Yeah, it's really good to see the NBA scouts out looking at different players within our organisation. It's great.
Taipans look like they'll try and hold it to almost the last possession. Good hammer action right there as John Antonio knocks down a 3-ball from the corner to cut into this Bullets lead. Last shot here, Bateman dancing out on the top. Ooh, nice move, separates. Nothing happening. The Bullets will go into. They'll want that one, but that's a prayer. The Bullets will take a 26-20 lead out of the first quarter. And Ray Borner, thank you for your time. Very enlightening. Congratulations on a great career. Ray Borner, OAM, baby.
OAM-OLY.
What's the OLY?
Olympian.
There we go. Hey,
and that's a legit.
Ray and Damon Lowry, don't you forget.
Thank you, Ray.
Good.
And the Bullets, Liam, good first quarter there. They must be happy. 26-20, solid offensive productivity as Ray is just getting himself up out of here.
Right. Stay with us, Ray.
Stay with us now. The Taipans being held to 20 is, I think, right where Justin Schuler wants his team to be from a defensive perspective. If we look at some of the highlights from that first quarter, Adele's so slippery with it.
Yeah, it was a fun first term. And plenty of guys sliding past their defender and making plays. And we've seen a lot, Ray, in this preseason. We've seen a lot of points scored. Seen some really high-scoring games. Not a lot of elbows being thrown or enforcement around the painted area. We saw a little headbutt action last night, but like when you were in there, we're talking about 85, 89, the 80s, when you were getting your work done, there was a little bit more physicality and a little bit more defense being played.
And the players here are much more skillful, so they're able to move around a little bit and get to the positions they want. And the game's not an inside game anymore. When we played, it was about getting the ball inside, establishing presence, getting to the rack and taking it up strong. Whereas now, it's an outside game, and occasionally they'll post up and get the ball inside to somebody. And it's an interesting transition from the growth of the sport to where it is now, and it's a very US base sort of sport or game than a European that we used to play.
No, it's a great point. And as we start the second quarter, can I echo Ruck's sentiments in thanking you for coming on. Ray, awesome to have you on for a chat, and we appreciate it. And like I said before, so great to have you here all week, and looking forward to the Ray Borner medalist being announced this afternoon.
I reckon we might be seeing one of them out here.
Oh,
maybe.
The big fella.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
All right, enjoy,
Inside
guys.
knowledge.
All right, Ray.
Thank you.
Fantastic. As we get back to the action, Prather wants to go to work, ships it inside to Harrison. Little rip-through move. Oh, throws a bow.
Oh, come on, boy.
Throws a bow to create separation, and he's called for that one, much to the disgust of Liam.
Let the big fella go to work. Little bow.
Was it that serious? Did it create the separation?
Little bow, little separation. Nice to... I do like to see the big fellas have the ability to get physical down there, though.
And the Bullets, I think Schuler would want a little bit more defensive intensity, even based on what they had in that first quarter. Prather's out on the break, finishes well with the inside hand, protects it away from Galloway. Bullets up by 8, and on that note, let's bring in Ariana Prather, the newest member of our NBL media.
Look at my baby. Can I say that? Am I allowed to say baby?
Are we going with this type of bias already?
Oh my God!
Wow! Welcome in. Hey,
beautiful
Casey.
timing.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm so happy to be here. You know, I'll be doing most of the Brisbane home games, the Cairns home games. So I'm excited to see these two match up this afternoon.
Hey, your baby's going to work, just quietly.
I think Derek said it perfectly during their last game. As long as he stays healthy, you know, it can contribute what he can. Average maybe about 10, 15. I think that would be good for the team.
And right now, the Taipans are in all types of hurt on the offensive end, kicking that ball around and turning it over, leading the Bullets breakouts. Bateman is the benefactor here.
It's one of the things we've been talking about, Ariana, across this first quarter and in the pregame, as you get another look at Bateman in transition. It feels like there's a good vibe around this Bullets team heading towards the start of the season. Some chemistry, some camaraderie, and they're playing well out there on the floor.
Absolutely. For a team that has so many new imports, they're definitely gelling very well. And obviously with Nathan Sobey gone, they were looking for a point guard that could come in and contribute offensively. And I think they found exactly that in James Bateman.
Well, Ariana, you'll learn some of the keys to winning in this league. One of them is having an outstanding point guard. The other is being in the top 4 in the defensive rating. And the Bullets, we believe, now have a very good point guard. And defensively, for a good stretch of last season, Liam, they were in the top 4. Things fell away at the end. But right now, we've seen them force Cairns into 9 turnovers already. So the defense looks solid.
You know, that's definitely the type of player that I was, who's taking pride in defense. So it's good to see that from the Bullets. I love when a team is energetic, not worried about just scoring offensively, but they do have a lot of offensive threats. I think Tyrell Harrison is someone who's on my fantasy super coach squad, and you know, I think he's going to have a huge breakout year as well.
Bradshaw wheeling and dealing. Harrison is all over the Bullets glass right now. Nice push. They're just playing with a bit more juice than the Taipans. The Taipans need to lift the energy levels because that's something that they predicate any success they have on. And Coach Ford will want energy, he'll want enthusiasm.
Yeah, it's slipping away here in this one because you're right, the Bullets are on the front foot. And as you see there from Keondre Cook, you know, you get rewarded in this league for being aggressive. You know, by attacking the hoop, putting pressure, heat on the rim, pressure on the officials because they're willing to blow it.
Get NBL 25 ready. Scan the QR code right there below on screen and enter to go in the draw to win a signed NBL jersey, NBL tickets, a 3-month KO gift card, and a $130 NBL store voucher. Don't miss out. Ariana, do you know Liam was a hooper?
Were you?
Yeah, Liam Hoop. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out based on the gummy bears I'm seeing right here in the prize.
No. He's a Brian Gorshin disciple. He comes from that tree.
All
there
right.
was a moment. There was a moment in time.
Okay. Were you a slasher? Were you a shooter? What type of player were you?
You know what? I was a Mitch Norton light.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Yes,
I love
steady
Mitch.
point guard. Wanted to come in and make guys like me really stress out and knee us in the shins. Just make things difficult.
Yeah, I was an irritant.
Yeah.
To get 2 feet in the paint.
Look, he's captain of the team
pitch.
for the reason.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
he's captain for a reason. Everyone respects him. He definitely is a big voice in the locker room. So if you're like Mitch Norton, I think you were a great player.
Mitch Norton light. What I did in the NBL was find a niche, and the 4th string point guard spot was the one I made my own.
Okay, I respect it. Listen, you have to know your role. I think that's step one is know your role and play that role to the best of your ability.
Picture Patty Mills in Portland waving the towel. That's my highlight reel.
Okay.
I spoke to Mitch Norton this morning at the hotel, and Bateman goes to the rim, and the Bullets continue to do a good job attacking the backboard and drawing fouls from the Taipans. I talked to Norton, who is now captain of the Bullets, and one of the rare occurrences, he was captain in Townsville at the age of 22, and now at the age of 31, he is a captain again for the Brisbane Bullets, and I couldn't think of a better person, someone who's more likable, more driven, and committed to team than Mitch Norton. That is a key reason why this Bullets team is going to be much improved over last season.
Yeah, you know, he's made of that kind of stuff. So he's the kind of guy that, you know, needs some of those types of characters on the team. And not only is he a good leader for the group, he's kind of become Rocco Zukoski's vet.
Yeah.
You know, it's a bit of an odd couple. It's not like it's another center that's taken him under his wing. Aaron Baines is out now. Mitch Norton very much stepped into that role.
And I think he's just such a great person off the court as well. He's a new father, Sasha, and their baby Gregory, and you know he's 4 months and just so precious. And so I just love him on the court, off the court, all around great person.
The Bullets have restricted the Taipans to 2 points. Kick ahead to Prather, easy lay-in. 8 points for Casey Prather as he continues to shine in this preseason. I would say that irrespective of whether or not his wife was right next to me.
Well, yeah, I mean, I wasn't hearing it in the first quarter, though, Ruck, I will say.
Look, I'm just happy he's healthy. I'm happy to be here. You know, when I was 32 weeks pregnant, he said we were moving to Australia. I said, well, okay, baby, I'm just going to follow you wherever you want to go. Let's do it. Okay. All right.
Wow.
But I'm loving everything. We have our little Aussie.
Liam, imagine that plane flight.
So there was, hold on, let's back it up a little. There wasn't a moment of, hold on, babe, let's just talk about this.
I mean, there wasn't, because I was pregnant. So it's like, you know, I either stay home and have this child by myself, or I go to Australia. And so it was an easy yes. You know, luckily my job is something that's travelable and
somewhere over the Pacific. Did you second guess yourself?
Yeah, I would say on the second leg of the flight, I'm like, okay, Australia's kind of far from everywhere else in the world. I don't know.
We've made it to Auckland. Can we just stop here for a minute?
Cairns continues to try and find some continuity on the offensive end. McCoy goes one-on-one, gets a tough bucket to go. A 3-ball. Adele feeds it inside to Zakarski. Nice touch, no bucket. Groves clears it.
I like it. Tanner Groves is another one on my Super Coach fantasy team.
Okay.
So love to see him doing a little bit of everything. He's great, you know, out of Oklahoma. Keeps you honest because he can shoot the 3-ball, but then he also can do what you just saw there and has great footwork inside the paint as well.
James Bateman.
Do you guys have your fantasy squad? Did you guys make one?
I haven't quite
NBL?
gotten to that one yet, but I'm going to visit supercoach.com.au this afternoon and get that sorted. Liam, how are you looking with it?
Ariana, you know how many people play Supercoach over the course of like tens of thousands, Ariana, just so you know. And Ruck won't toot my horn, so I'll do it for myself. I won that thing.
You did!
I didn't hear
really?
that. You won it last year?
First overall. No, not last year. Not last year.
Wow.
But a couple of years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. I couldn't get the cash prize. being an NBL employee.
Oh, we can't get the cash prize?
No, you can't
No,
get it.
Ariana,
Wow,
we cannot
we
get the
can't get
cash
the
prize.
cash
No,
prize?
no, no.
It's for the kudos only.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, that is very impressive. I'm not going to lie. I love putting my GM hat on. And I'm like, okay, who's worth the money? Who can I cut? I'll tell you, I think Bryce Cotton's going to be worth every single penny that I spent.
All right.
That's a safe one. That's a safe one.
You got to make that money
You
early,
need
though,
at least
Ariana.
one safe one. You need at least one, like, okay.
But then when you go that expensive on a player, you really got to hit on those more economical selections.
Yeah.
And that's where sometimes it gets tough.
I think my Smokies line up to Andrew Gaze's Smokies. Like, I think Dang Adele is definitely going to be one. He's not worth a lot, but he's definitely going to give you a lot. You know, I think Rocco will give you something solid. I think, again, Groves is going to be a good one as well. I'm feeling good about my squad. I might come out number one overall as well, Liam. I'm telling you.
I'm cheering for you.
Yes.
Well, I think Justin Schuler is feeling very good about his squad as well. Today they're shooting 52% from the field, 33% from the three. But, Liam, and this is a big stat, they're 15 of 16 from the free throw line. And Tyrell Harrison has only got 4 points. They haven't had to play him a lot, but in his 8 minutes, they're plus 15.
Yeah, having a huge impact. And they've had a healthy balance on the inside, on the perimeter, getting to the free throw line, and certainly getting out in transition as well. Built around their defense, forcing turnovers and getting out in the open court.
Outstanding block shot by Rocco Zakarski. They've got the mismatch.
Hey.
Outstanding possession by the Bullets. Zakarski with the good screen and roll creates the mismatch, which leads to penetration, kick out, three ball. Bullets operating at a high vibration on the offensive end.
You know, Keandre is from our neck of the woods, Derek. He's from Baltimore. You know, we're from D.C., so good to see him out here representing the East Coast.
Well, they can't be stopped right now. I mean, the Taipans need to do something about it out of timeouts. So the guys on the floor are going to need to stop the rot here, but Brisbane having everything their own way right now.
Fidel pushes it, throws. Rocco gets it inside, wants to get onto the left. No luck on that one. Probably should have gone up and just flushed it.
Got to yam that.
Stife lets one fly. Smooth stroke from deep. How do you see him fitting into the lineup this year, Liam?
Yeah, an interesting pickup. You know, they've got to try and get some things done in free agency. The Taipans, not easy to get some of those more high-profile guys going to the bigger markets. So Adam Ford creatively opening up the tryout process, inviting guys from all corners of the country to come in, and Stife, with his Australian citizenship in his back pocket, was able to impress and get himself an opportunity.
A.K. Gack knocks one down to cut the lead to 11. And this is kind of going to be Rocco's next level of development on the defensive end. We talked about his interior presence, but this is what teams will try and do. Stretch him out on the floor and see if he's willing to come out and defend.
I think what I love about Cairns and, you know, Armstrong not being on the court is obviously a huge loss in today's matchup. But I love for the last minute he's been standing up over there on the bench, yelling at his team, you know, obviously all positives, giving his critiques. But I just love seeing that competitive spirit that he has. He's a leader even when he's not on the court. He wants to make his team better. And I just love it. He was standing up for like the last minute, just sat down, but just giving his team directions and being just a great PG from the sidelines.
And Brisbane Bullets season tickets memberships. They take on the Sydney Kings on Saturday, October the 5th at the Brisbane Entertainment Center. Don't miss this blockbuster game and secure your memberships right now for the ultimate game day experience. Go to brisbanebullets.com.au for memberships, tickets, and hospitality. The Brisbane Bullets returning to the Brisbane Entertainment Center, where I first started my career way back in 1990 at Boondle. Outstanding venue. Get on NBL.com.au. Get not only Bullets tickets, sign up for everybody.
I hear you. I thought maybe we'd get to halftime before 1990 got a
here we go. Here we go.
But here we are. Hey, but cool to see this growth from the Bullets. Right, they were bursting at the seams at Nissan Arena, and they've outgrown that facility, and more seats required.
What a great problem to have.
And that will make Bullet supporters extremely optimistic if Isaac White can knock down 3 balls. Liam, we know he just hasn't found his rhythm in the NBL yet from the 3, but we know he is an outstanding shooter.
Well, what I like about White is, yes, he had a tough year from long range last season, but he's grown his game to be able to bring other things to the table. He's become a feisty defender, as foul called there. The Taipans will take it out on the baseline. He's become a feisty defender, a spark plug scorer in other spots on the floor, and when you add the 3 ball, as you say, then that starts to make him a real impact guy off the bench.
Now Edwards, that was a blatant foul, but his frustration was evident earlier in that possession. Did get the ball on the block, barked at his teammate, eventually got it, but was frazzled, and you just can't do that in our league. Not against Mitch Norton. This guy has all the respect and is getting all those calls.
Oh, that's a reputation whistle?
Not necessarily, but you gotta know who you're dealing with.
White doing a little step back right there, and I just love to see his confidence. Like you guys were saying, he had a great game. I think he scored double figures in the last game. So to just see him be another offensive threat, I think that's what makes the Bullets a sleeper this season, is that they have so many offensive threats. People are coming in off the bench, able to score. Their starting 5 is obviously outstanding, and so just all of their offensive presence that they have this year is going to make them a killer.
White had 14 off the bench, and he adds another bucket. Oh, that's Kai Savage, sorry, but White had 14, and Savage finally gets himself going.
They both have the mullets, so it's fine.
Yeah.
They both have the mullets thing going on. So
there is a line there. I'm going to stay away from it. Gak being very aggressive in this first half. Jonah Antonio closes out the second quarter, doing things exactly as he loves to do them, hitting a bomb. Big time shot from Antonio to take that lead down to 12, 52-40 as we go to the main break. Ariana Prather, thank you for your time.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to see everyone this season and cover the Cairns, home games, do some Bullets home games, and just be a part of the team this season.
It's a big adjustment from the world of the WNBA and the NBA, but this is a special league. We love it very much, and we have no doubt that you're going to feel the same way we do about it. Good luck to you and the family, and of course your new baby.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me, guys.
Excited to have you with us.
Wow. What a hectic first half.
It was a fun one. A much-needed bucket on the halftime buzzer from Antonio. They're down 15 at the time. They'd had a tough second quarter, the Taipans. So just to give them a little bit of juice, a little something to feel good about as they head into halftime to reassess. But it was a rough quarter. They were throwing the ball all over the gym. They let the Bullets get off the hook a little bit there, and as a result, they're trailing by double digits.
I think this tempo is what Justin Schuler wants for his team. The Taipans have scored 20 points in each quarter. The Bullets are over the 50-point mark at the half. I think the tempo and the style is exceptional. They fell apart there in the final 90 seconds or so, but by and large, this is the style that the Brisbane Bullets want to play. You can still play up-tempo without looking for early shots all the time. There's a fine line, and it looks like the Bullets have a good handle on that.
Ariana called him a sleeper coming into the season. I can see what she's talking about. They've had some success here in the preseason. Now, of course, it is only the preseason. We've seen it before. We've seen where Brad Hill had 42 in the preseason. Shout out to Brad Hill for one of the all-time great Blitz performances. But
well, let's stop right there. Do you think what you see is transferable?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do, because this is it's a step forward from the progression I feel like we saw from the Bullets last season in Justin Schuler's first campaign at the helm. So I do feel like it's transferable. I do think it's sustainable. And as a result, I think they're going to be highly competitive. Now, there's some real haves in this league, compared to some of the have-nots. Perth, Sydney, Melbourne, those teams are loaded, and they're going to be towards the top of the table. And so, can Brisbane get amongst that mix like Tasmania and been able to do these last few seasons? Cairns the season before.
And what about the Cairns Taipans right now? They look like they're a little bit disjointed on the offensive end. They haven't been able to get Bradshaw nor Edwards going in this first half. How can they resurrect themselves and get some juice back into this offense?
Well, they're in a tough spot with no Taron Armstrong. This team, and especially what they're going to do at the offensive end, is built around Armstrong, and they just don't have him out there on the floor right now.
Stay with us. We'll come back for more after this little ad break. Bullets up 52-40 right here at the Gold Coast Sports and Leisure Center.
All right, we at Carrubbin Sanctuary. We just finished our tour. Had such an amazing time. My favorite animal was a crocodile, of course. He was a monster. That's who I am, a monster. What was your favorite?
My favorite moment was seeing the little baby Joey, the little baby kangaroo, and feeding them. This was absolutely amazing.
Yep. So until next time, Preachers out.
We are back. Some highlights from the first half. Kai Savage hit a nice mid-range jumper in transition, and Jonah Antonio closes out the first half for the Taipans with a bomb. But overall, that first half was dominant by Brisbane. And the Taipans didn't shoot poorly, 47% from the field. But it's just the turnovers, 10 turnovers, especially early, that got Brisbane out to a nice lead, and where they were able to get a lot of buckets in transition and build their confidence early.
And they just didn't get to the free throw line either, the Taipans. Just 2 of 2 from the stripe. On the flip side, the Bullets, 16 of 18. So putting a little bit more heat on the rim, putting a little bit more pressure on the Taipans defense. Now, is the foul count lopsided? It definitely is, 12-5 overall, but I haven't seen any issue in terms of the way the game's being called. So the Bullets more aggressive, forcing turnovers, getting out in transition and getting to the stripe. And they've had a healthy balance, as we said. They're basically shooting 50, 40, 90 across the shooting clips. Keandre Cook leading the game in scoring with 14, but they've got a good spread, everybody contributing, and as a result, they've got that double-digit lead.
And you look at the bench points, Cairns actually have done a good job. They've got 30 points off the bench to Brisbane's 24. last year. League average points off the bench was around that 40 to 44. Anything in there was considered pretty good. So both those teams are tracking really well.
Well, what they haven't been able to get, though, the Taipans, is some offensive production from their imports. Right, Tanner Grove's been okay, but they're going to need Rob Edwards to be an 18, 19, 20, even more than that scorer over the course of the season. And he struggled, 2 points, just 3 field goal attempts, and Pero Bradshaw, well, he's got a donut here at halftime. So they're going to be heavy reliant on those guys. Taron Armstrong's going to help them, and he's going to help those guys get open looks. And right now, without him out there on the floor, it's a grind.
And you got to keep in mind, Taron Armstrong professionally is still a very young point guard, so there'll be a lot of pressure on him to provide so much for this Taipans outfit, and one that definitely needs it. Now, we have been slightly critical of that first half performance, but don't underestimate them, especially when you go play them in far north Queensland. That is a difficult venue for visiting teams to win basketball games. We saw Melbourne United struggle up there last year, unable to get a victory in Cairns over the course of the season. So they do have an ace up their sleeve by having that home venue. We got second half action coming up in a few minutes. And we'll be back right here at the Gold Coast Sports and Leisure Center. I'm Derek Rucker, Liam Santa Maria. Talk to you shortly.
Want to stay up to date with all the latest direct from the NBL?
That is enormous!
Well, download the free NBL app now. It's jam-packed with live scores, stats, exclusive content, and much more. Get it from the App Store and Google Play now.
I'm thrilled to tell you about Swim Start, a game changer for our littlest swimmers. Swim Start is making waves by breaking down barriers for learn to swim lessons in Queensland. We believe every child should have a chance to learn this important skill. That's why Swim Start is offering vouchers valued up to $150 for eligible children up to 4 years of age. Parents, carers and guardians, this is your chance to dive in. Check your eligibility online and apply now to create a generation of confident swimmers. Let's make a splash together.
Welcome back to the Gold Coast Sports and Leisure Center here in Southeast Queensland. The NBL Blitz proudly supported by experienced Gold Coast. Liam, over 160 experiences within 30 minutes of the heart of the Gold Coast. Whether you're looking for adventure, relaxation, we haven't had much time to relax since we've been up here, especially you, or delicious dining. We both have had plenty of delicious dining.
Yep.
It's yours to experience right here on the Gold Coast. I've been hitting it all. I've been up to Surfers for lunch.
Yep.
I've been to Broad Beach late nights for dinner.
Oh, how late?
Yeah, late. I've been down to Burleigh, hit the Burleigh Pavilion. You heard of it?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Rickshaws.
You know what's up. Legendary. I even drove out inland a little bit, 20 minutes, just to go for a hike, get spiritually grounded.
Spiritually grounded.
Spiritually grounded.
Did it get the job done?
It did. Went out there and went to the natural arch, took in some waterfalls. I felt tremendous.
It's a great place to be. You know, it's just a great place to visit. When you have an event like this, that's part of your trip. It takes it to the next level. But yeah, I'm not sure if I've ticked off all 160, but the delicious dining element, I've become very familiar with.
Well, come to the Gold Coast. It is
Speaking
yours
of which,
to experience.
The owner of Moomoo's is just walking by. Happy days.
And we look to start this second half. Cairns Taipans will have possession, down 12. Remember, they opened the game with a turnover. Adam Ford will probably lose his mind if they turn it over right here. Good possession to get this third quarter off would be very valuable. They look shaky already.
Well, Conor Galloway's going to come into this. I mean, this is a vastly different lineup to open the game than what they open the second half than how they open the game. So all Wardenberg, Edwards, Brett, all three imports starting the second half on the bench, and Wardenberg.
So I don't know if that's a rest or a notice.
Could be either.
Dilfermeyer Jr. gets him settled, gets a high on ball. Stife, who's been impressive in this game, goes hard at the bucket. Nothing happening as Dangadell looks like he's got a shoulder problem. He's got to play through it for the moment. He's reaching for his left shoulder. That doesn't look good. Collarbone area. We'll keep an eye on that as Bateman attacks. Finishes off the glass, no good. And Adele can't lift that left arm.
Well, they got Smith Milner at the score table ready to take Adele out. He's trying to stretch his arm out, trying to get things moving again. Hopefully just a stinger, and he'll be okay.
As he kicks one out to Bateman. He misses from the corner, but Harrison continues to be dominant in the paint. Right now, based on preseason play, I may be extending myself here, but Harrison looks like he's the #1 big in the competition.
Oh. He's been fantastic. And he's well within range of, that Ray Borner medal as the MVP of the Blitz as a result, because, even in the lead up to the Blitz, he's had a terrific preseason. It just feels like he's at that point in his career. He's hit that year where everything's just starting to kind of click for him. He's feeling confident. They're now running plays for him like this to get him post catches. He's patient. He's using the right, the left. He can go either way, and it's very exciting heading in towards the start of the season for Bullets fans, what he might be able to produce.
Nice cut there. Stife very aggressive coming out in this third quarter. A little bit errant with the pass. Galloway, we know he can do that. He knocks down a 3 from the corner. The Taipans really needed that bucket.
Well, genuine opportunity for these guys out there on the floor for the Taipans right now. The starters, the imports, they really weren't able to get things done in the first half. As Harrison pulls down the offensive board and strong arms his way to the free throw line.
Harrison is just monstering them on the offensive glass in this third quarter already. Bullets running good offense, a little cross-screen action there. Harrison puts some body and some forearm on the GAC. And this is the key, Liam. He's been shooting free throws really well in the Blitz. He's going to go to the line a lot this season. And if he can continue to knock the free throws down at that 75%, maybe even up to 80% mark, that's going to be immense for the Brisbane Bullets.
Well, we spoke about it with Rocco as well. So when you have 40 minutes of 7-foot production at the center spot, guys who are going to knock down their free throws, man, it's different to what a lot of other teams are doing. A lot of our teams are going smaller, they're stretching it out, and the Bullets say, well, we've got a couple of genuine footers.
Correct.
Who, who we feel are going to be a handful on the interior.
I mean, you look around the league, and the next biggest team is, as Harrison continues to go to work, the next biggest team, would you say perhaps Melbourne United? Illawarra?
Well, Melbourne are big. Marcus Lee, of course, Rob Lowe, Jack White, that's the bulk of their front court. Illawarra, they've got a three-pronged front court rotation there. And Sam Froling, Lockie Olbrich, and Darius Days. Obviously the Wildcats, have some talent in that front line. I mean, Keanu Pender was elite last season. You throw Ethan Almanza into that mix, and as Guy Galloway hits another three, showing his versatility at the offensive end.
Well, we saw him heat up late last season for Adelaide. Continue on your point.
Well, just let's not forget about Will Magnet.
Correct.
Had a terrific game last night for the Jack Jumpers over in Singapore as Harrison goes back to the right hand, scores again. But, you know, definitely one of the premier bigs in the competition, a boomer, part of that Olympic campaign.
Harrison now up to 12 points as the Taipans try and keep in touch. You got a feeling Brisbane just feel like they can just up the ante at any point. Got a mismatch in the paint. Great pass inside to Cook. Can't finish.
And I like the fact that with no one really out there who can handle Harrison right now, the Bullets are just milking the cow. They're going at him possession after possession. He's being patient. That time he forced the double team. There you see the line 12 and 5. And he's a willing passer. So he's happy to draw the double, find his teammate. Smart basketball from the Bullets.
Cairns Taipans, NBL 25 tickets are on sale. Just go to the QR code below, scan it, or nbl.com.au/tickets to purchase. There isn't a bad seat in the house up there at the Cairns Convention Center. Great venue. Game night experience is outstanding in Cairns.
Best mascot in the league.
You reckon?
No doubt.
Joe. Okay, there's a shout out.
He's more willing to cross the line.
Oh, yes. He's a perpetual line crosser, as they say.
which I'm here for.
I am also, as long as it doesn't involve me, which it did several times.
Oh.
So Joe and I don't have a particularly good relationship, but I love him.
Okay. I've touched on a sore spot.
Cairns, great post game also, Liam.
Oh, you want
it's nice and hot up there. 33 degrees after the game. You go for a walk along the Esplanade, go out to eat. Beautiful up in Cairns, far north Queensland.
Come out in a funky little zone.
Yeah.
The Taipans out of the timeout, try to mess with the Bullets and their execution. And they started with a stop.
Gack. The Taipans look a little bit more energized as Doffelmeyer Jr. gets control of it. Corner three. Big time bucket right there. Higgins Ticha. And right now, Liam, I'd be curious to get inside Adam Ford's mind and see what he's doing here, because he's gone, as you said, with a completely different lineup. And I wonder if that's performance-based or if it was always planned that way.
It's a good question, because it may well have been, right? Preseason. This is their fourth game, as we've noted, as Duffelmeyer Jr. fires away from way downtown. The Hoop Fest is right around the corner, so maybe there is an element of managing the bodies, but it also wouldn't surprise me if it's just a coaching switch to say, hey, you know what, you guys didn't bring it in that first half. I wasn't happy with the juice. So I'm going to roll out the young fellas, the reserves, give them some opportunity to turn this thing around. And you're right, there has been a step up in energy. They've knocked down a couple of shots, haven't been getting stops per se, and as a result, not really cutting into the margin, but everyone's getting a go now. Higgins Titcher's in there, Cody Statman, the imports, who have played big minutes over the course of the tournament thus far. They're chilling at the end of the bench.
As Prather continues the Bullets' march on the free throw line. They're now 18 of 20 Make that 20 of 22 from the free throw line. High clip. Oh. Hit him with the crossover, then lost his balance. Gak will line one up, and they are on fire from that deep corner. Taipans got that lead down to 10. Prather attacks, no good. Here comes the Taipan as Gak's taking one across the head.
Bang. Okay, single digits. Back-to-back triples from the Snakes. Shout out to Calder Gak, 2 of 2 from long range. Now showing his improved offensive skill set, and we know Jonah Antonio can knock it down. This reserve squad
is making plays, Liam.
Adam Ford, as a result, energized a little himself. He's up on his feet.
Antonio, back-to-back, no good. Rocco clears it out. Bullets need a good possession here. Prather no good from the wing. And the Taipans, with their energy, has just disjointed the Brisbane Bullets somewhat.
And Adam Ford's loving it, and you would in his position. It's precisely what you want. Okay, the energy wasn't quite where it needed to be in that first half. Yeah, that group were down double digits. I go to the bench squad, and they bring the juice. And over the course of the third quarter here thus far, they've worked their way back into the game. Score here, and you can cut that margin even further. Gak going at Zakarski, scoring at the cup. 5-point game, and the Taipans making some noise.
And we've seen AK Gak produce big moments. In the United States last year, he was pretty solid. Rocco misses a little floater. Norton cleans it up. Shot clock down to 5. White goes to work, trying to find separation. Top ball away, going to his right. Isaac White.
That was nice from White, late in the shot clock, making something out of nothing.
Stipe loose with it. Costly turnover right there from the Taipans. Bateman. Gotta have it, corner 3. And that right there, Liam, the catch and shoot stuff, the off the bounce 3. If he is going to be an elite guard at the point guard spot, not competition, those are the plays he's got to make. The NBL Plus app. Scan the QR code below to sign up for free to NBL Plus. Access archival footage, in-depth stats, and exclusive partner offers now. Scan that QR code on screen and get access to all the extra goodies that my man Liam likes to hit on the regular.
For sure. You know what else I've enjoyed this week?
What?
In addition to NBL Plus?
What?
And the 160 different experiences you can have on the Gold Coast?
What?
Is this celebrity lookalike camp.
It's been fantastic.
Now, if they zoomed in on you, right?
Yes, this has been a fear because I'd have to be honest.
Where do you think it would land?
E.T.
Come on.
I'm just being honest. We have to be self-aware in life.
Oh, man.
No?
Wow.
A bit too harsh on myself?
Yeah, that's harsh. That's harsh.
What do you think about yourself?
Well, Mitch Norton could be a good thing. I don't know. You've said ET. I had some more favourable thing, options to turn. I don't feel right going to them now.
Oh,
your level of humility kind of made things tough.
Norton gets us going again. Pull up 3 going to his left. No good. Taipans right back in this one. Vaughn Mayberry blows the whistle. Foul against the Bullets. Holding on to a 7-point lead. It's just a bit over 2 to go.
They're back in the game now. Close the quarter out strong. And you look at Adam Ford on the bench right now. he's holding a little semi-timeout just with the main guys.
Yeah.
Wardenberg, Groves, Edwards, Bradshaw.
And he's animated.
And he has their full, undivided attention right now. No doubt making the point, hey, these young guys, as Harrison continues to wheel and deal on the interior, these young guys are out there playing in a fashion that resembles how we want to go about it.
That's a nice pass right there off good penetration. Wow, Stipe. He's been impressive. The stroke looks pure, and he'll get ample opportunities if he plays with the frontline group to look to shoot that ball, and he gets called for one there as Bateman beats him on the backdoor cut. But this lead now down to 6, and the Bullets seemingly lost a little bit of juice. And this is why it's important that you play with intensity, because not everyone likes to be crowded and jammed, and it can force people to go into their shell.
Yeah, and it's, this is what you want in preseason, right? You want it from Adam Ford's perspective, so you can get some examples of how, hey, we might be down on halftime, but we're not out of the game. You also want it on the flip side from Justin Schuler's perspective, a learning experience for his squad to say, hey, we might be in control early, but you got to play the full 40.
Nordo hostage dribbles his way into the paint, misses a little floater. Bullets with the offensive board. They'll reset. 5 on the clock. Quickness from Nordo. Finishes with the left at the rack.
Good take. Nice screen from Harrison, and Norton slices up the defense.
Ooh. And that was a reckless possession. Ended with a wild play there at the rim. Both players are okay. Go to the line to shoot 2.
Well, good take from Statman in the end. Attacks the heavy closeout and the no charge zone in effect here as White comes across, heels on the line, and if he doesn't jump, he's outside the area,
but he's moving.
Slides in underneath Statman, and he earns a trip to the stripe.
And Statman has shown signs of some offensive potency. He did it a couple of games when he was with the Brisbane Bullets. In Southeast Melbourne, Phoenix, we saw little glimpses. At 24, 25 years of age, possibility exists. He's played big-time basketball in America. Now he's out on the break after a steal, attacks the rim, finishes on Harrison, +1. Statman with an outstanding end-to-end play. On the left-hand side, he's smart here, Liam.
Great take. Shout out to you, Ruck. You talked it into existence. Statman turning defense into offense, going into the body of the shot blocker. And one opportunity.
And we talked about Adam Ford's response with this team and the adjustment he made. How do you think Justin Schuler feels over there at the Bullets bench?
Well, he's concerned. As I said, it's a good learning opportunity, and now can they re-establish control of the game? They had it. It was all them in the first half, especially that second quarter, but momentum's against them right now. It's back to a one-possession game as we head towards three-quarter time.
10 on the game clock. McCoy going to work on White. Finishes high off the glass, no good. Galloway, the Taipans unlucky there, but an outstanding third quarter from the Taipans. They put 27 points on the board, Liam, led by Dylan Stipe, and they are now back in this game 70-67.
Well, they won the quarter by 9, the Taipans. That's outstanding. None of the main guys playing any minutes. The bench on the floor. The Bullets largely utilizing their regular rotation, and Adam Ford has got the response that he was looking for.
And the Taipans have come back primarily on the back of outstanding three-point shooting. They're now 12 of 28 for 42%, from the three. The Bullets, meanwhile, Liam, have only hit 4. We know that that's an area that they've struggled with over the past 2 to 3 seasons. They're making it up on the free throw line, but we've got a really thrilling encounter now. The Bullets are dominating on the glass. But full credit to that Taipans second string for making this a game.
Antonio was helpful there, but you know, everyone was chipping in from long range. Starts hit a couple, Galloway's hit a couple, McCoy, Higgins, Titcher have all knocked one down from long range. So they went 6 to 10 from three-point territory in that third quarter. As you say, helped them at the offensive end, but as the quarter wore on, they started to become more and more active defensively. And when you're combining stops with three-point hits, all of a sudden you're starting to grab control of the game. And they're right there now heading into the final quarter.
And I know Brisbane came into this game with a winning mindset. Justin Schuler has a philosophy that every time we get on the court, we are trying to win basketball games. They haven't gotten the requisite production from James Bateman in this one. He's 1 of 7. He was a bit slow in the other night too, in the other game as well against Melbourne United. So it would be nice for his own confidence to get himself going and finish this game strongly. He's got 4 assists. He's done a good job consistently in finding his teammates throughout the preseason. It's just the scoring that has been patchy at times. And he turns that one over. Galloway lets it rip, no good. Statman on the offensive glass misses one that should have been a bunny.
Oh, good crash from Statman, put himself in the perfect spot, just couldn't finish.
Bateman forces up a wild left hand. This Cairns team is playing with some intensity. Galloway looks enthused. Statman from deep, got it. Tie ball game at 70. Statman with a big-time bucket for the Taipans.
And the Snakes bench engaged. The starters who had that conversation with Adam Four late in the third quarter, up on their feet, supporting the reserves.
Prather into the seams. Ford wants an offensive foul. His plea is not being listened to. It's amazing how basketball can change so quickly in the modern era. This game looked like easily going to the Bullets, and keep in mind, they must win this game to walk out of here with the Loggins Bruton Cup. Otherwise, it goes to the Perth Wildcats.
Okay, so all they've got to do from this point is win.
Well, that's all they've got to do.
Doesn't have to win this quarter necessarily.
They needed to win a quarter at the tip, and they got that done. And it looked like that was winning the game was the least of their worries, but the Taipans had other thoughts. Galloway wasn't clean with that handoff. The dribble handoff is something that must be trained and executed so often now because it's such a big part of the game.
Calder Gack comes in. And he takes up the matchup with Zakarsky.
Prather short on the little pull-up mid-range. The Taipans come down the court full of confidence. Over to Galloway. Bairstow putting the body on him. Ball out of bounds. Taipans will keep possession.
I'd love to see this group play a little bit more through Jackson McCoy.
I like what he's doing out there, Liam.
Yeah, and you know, we've seen it in flashes here, but we've seen a lot of it with the South Sudanese national team over the last couple of years. Put the ball in his hands, and slap on the ball screen, and let him create.
Jack misses from deep, and an errant pass there from Cook, trying to hit Harrison up the floor. He was open. The pass just wasn't on the money. But McCoy's been outstanding in providing direction and guidance to this Taipans offense, whether it be in transition or in the half court. Boy, left-hand pound, gets it around Prather. Nice move. No points. Bullets come back in trans. Scramble, scramble. Cook gets possession. 10 on the clock. Slicing and dicing. Nice move from Keandre Cook. The Bullets desperately needed some type of bucket.
Well, he's been excellent. Cook up to 18 now, is the game leading scorer, scoring at over 50%. Inside and outside. He's hit 3 of 6 from long range. And, you know, whereas Bateman has maybe found things a little difficult today, Cook's in his bag.
Galloway reverses it through the elbow to Gack. Bilfamire Jr. Probing, penetrating, left-hand finish, very nice over Harrison. These Taipans will not go away. 74-72, just under 7 minutes to play. Bateman finally gets one to go. And that's what he's got to do. He's got to figure out a way to get to the paint, to get high percentage attempts or draw fouls and get to the free throw line when he's finding it tough to get buckets.
Well, he needs to be huge for him. You're right, he needs to do exactly that. He also needs to take on the responsibility on this team of getting guys looks. You know, and he does the 4 dimes, so he has been getting off it from time to time. I'm not sure he's found that comfort zone with his bigs on this team just yet. Harrison or Zakarsky over the top. We haven't seen a lot of that in the preseason. But he's got a heavy load to carry. We've been talking for years about, you know, how much it would change things for the Bullets to have a high-level, all-league type of point guard in the mix, and you know, he needs to be that guy for them.
The Brisbane Bullets take on the Sydney Kings on Saturday, the 5th of October at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. Don't miss this blockbuster game and secure your memberships for the ultimate game day experience. Go to brisbanebullets.com.au for memberships, tickets, and hospitality. Hit that QR code right there on the screen. Get it done. Brisbane Bullets.
Meanwhile, fans going ballistic in the stadium. There literally is nothing that gets people going more right than anything free. You know, they could be throwing tea towels, a pair of socks. At the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix home game recently, they were throwing undies.
Oh, wow.
Tradie undies into the stands, and everyone was going nuts for it.
Galloway, catch and shoot, quick trigger. No good. Harrison rebound. Bullets will be looking for a good possession here. Cook works off the on ball. Harrison with a nice, tough finish inside.
Too big, too strong, too poised. If they find him down low, there's no one out there in this current Cairns Taipans group that Ford is rolling with in the second half who can handle it.
Got his cookies taken, and Cook finishes on the other end.
Great touch. Cook. Pressure defense. They force the turnover. He's got 20 now.
Taipans worked that ball. Brisbane have clearly picked up their defensive intensity, forced a couple of turnovers. Gack in the seam over to Antonio. Little pull-up two, got it.
Harrison went for the steal and opened the lane. As a result, Antonio able to cash in from mid-range.
I like this lineup, trying to go a little bit smaller on the perimeter. Bateman, Cook, and Norton. Good offense inside, and that one's boarded by A.K. Gack. Taipans down 6. Antonio feeling it, comes off that pin down. Great crash from Galloway and Bairstow on the glass. Bullets have numbers.
Great closeout.
Great defense in transition by the Taipans. 10 on the clock. bad. Harrison should be better than that now. He knows that you can't come out there. Once you set your feet, don't move, Liam.
Yeah, he just put the knees out slightly, widened his stance, trying to get contact on Dufumaya Jr., and it's a turnover as a result.
And it's sometimes, I think you should let the bigs handle the ball in training and let them get used to timing and space to understand that it doesn't require much of an advantage for the guard to take advantage of the situation.
I mean, some bigs. Do we want Tyrell Harrison running pick and roll?
He's got some Jokic in him.
Okay.
And those types of turnovers right there are just inexcusable. You look over at that Taipans coaching staff, and they're probably asking how or why.
Well, you just hope this group can find some juice again here, because the Bullets have grabbed the momentum, starting to get on top, re-establish their control of the game.
Nice contest from Galloway, but McCoy was a big part of that, Liam, and he hasn't played the past few minutes. I'll be interested to see if Ford goes back with him down the stretch.
Also, Calder Gack. It's been fun seeing him out there playing a bunch of minutes. 12 and 6, he's got a couple of blocks, but he's cooling his jets on the bench right now.
Big shot here from Antonio. Short and to the right. Bullets catch a break there. Up 6 with 3:40 to go. The pace of the game slowed down in this fourth quarter. Smith-Milner played with it. Antonio very fortunate. Euros his way to a bucket.
Good job, Antonio. Exactly what the doctor ordered for the Taipans. Steal, bucket. It's back to a 4-point game.
And this is an excellent way to finish the Blitz. A tight game that will impact who walks away with the Loggins Bruton Cup. Bullets sideline out of bounds with 3:13 in the game. 15 on the clock as Norton goes to work. Finds Prather on the perimeter. Short. Statman gets it to his PG. Your man Gack and Stith are back on the floor. Taipans loading up to make their final run. Statman at the rim. Try to take advantage of his height. Advantage. Over Norton.
Good job from Norton. Sliding his feet. Hands out. Playing with his chest. Made things tough.
Errant pass there from Bateman. Oh, boy.
Yeah, and that's a little bit of what I'm talking about. Bateman's very comfortable using Zakarsky and Harrison in those screening actions to create his own space and to get to the rim or snake the screen, get to the mid-range. But he doesn't seem to have found that comfort level in terms of how to utilize it to create for the big.
So how do you help him get better? Is that a film thing, or do you get him out on the court? How do you get impact right away? They need to improve that in 5 days.
Well, I think,
seriously,
yeah.
you got to get better right away. We've only got 28 games.
Yeah,
the
and
quicker
look,
we can pick up on stuff, the better we can get, the faster we can get, the better off we'll be.
And look, some guys that's a strength in their game, right? So if that's not necessarily what it is for him, then it's a work on. But they've got a guy in Darren McDonald on that coaching staff who is a great source of knowledge in that part of the game.
Get ready. Every game live, every Sunday live and free. NBL season starts September 19. ESPN via KO Sports, 10 play. We've got it all. This is going to be one of the most dynamic NBL seasons ever. Coming off the back of NBL 24. If you were a sports lover and you watched the finals in the championship series last year, What a moment in time.
Well, we already know that every moment matters in this competition. The moment it tips off at the start of Hoops Fest, it's a 28-game regular season, 29, not 82. So, you know, every game, every moment, every quarter, every possession, teams are going to be coming out looking to get off to a good start. But now we're starting to talk about dreaming big and how you can utilize this competition to achieve your dreams. Cotton, he's a man focused on his legacy right now, helping the Wildcats get an 11th championship banner in the ceiling. But guys like Xavier Cooks, Jack McVeigh, you know, Rocco Zikarsky out there utilizing this league to you know, achieve that dream of playing in the NBA. So many opportunities and so much fun to watch.
The Hungry Jacks NBL is back, and we're all excited for it and really appreciate the sponsorship of Hungry Jacks. They do a tremendous job. Stipe with a nice finish. The Hungry Jacks promo in games at the free throw line has to be one of the best activations anywhere in the world in sport.
Now, would that have got to you, do you think, at the free throw line?
No.
Would it have shook you up a little?
You know, late in the game, it very well could. I mean, it's such a... Everyone in the crowd is yelling Hungry Jacks as the Taipans come down with 90 seconds to go, down 2. Good look, offensive rebound. And we get a backcourt call. There was some confusion on the floor. Bullets call a timeout.
So about 90 seconds on the clock. Rock, 2-point game. Bullets will have possession, so a chance for them to extend their lead. I'd love to see Keandre Cook involved. You know, he's been the man over the course of the game. Harrison has been very strong as well, so he's going to check back in. Zikarsky out. Or maybe not. I look at their huddle, and both Harrison and Zikarsky are standing up. So you would imagine the ball's going to go into the hands of Bateman or Cook. Cook's been sensational. 20 points, over 50% from the field. And yeah, he's the guy who's been feeling it across this second half.
Look at the game leaders with 1:27 to go. Jonah Antonio has 16, Stipe 12, Gak 12, Stappen 10 for the Taipans. And for the Bullets, Cook 20, Harrison 16, Prather 12, and White 9 off the bench. Dengadell, since he hurt that shoulder, hasn't been seen again. And hopefully he is okay, because we mentioned he's been really impressive. And the Bullets will actually come out with a small lineup.
Yeah.
They'll go Bairstow at the small ball 5 with Cook, Prather, Bateman, and Norton. Now you definitely want to get a good shot here, because the other end could be a challenge. Under 10 on the shot clock. Bateman's got the mismatch on the perimeter. Kicks it to Prather. Lines up the 3. No good.
So it was interesting what they went to. So they put the ball in Bateman's hands. A little bit of movement. They bring the Prather up to set the ball screen, and he slips into a 3-point look. But Cook, who's been the man throughout this game thus far, wasn't involved.
And it won't be a shooting foul, so the Taipans get a chance with 14 on the clock to get a stop and then get that ball down the other end. Wasn't a bad possession from the Bullets. I didn't necessarily love the shot. Bateman stands up, Gak lets it fly and knocks it down. James Bateman with a big-time bucket from 3 for the Bullets to put that lead out to 5. Stipe one-on-one against Bairstow. Responds with a mid-range shot. Bullets up by 3.
Just creating out of isolation there. Stipe, big hit from Bateman. His first triple of the game.
Prather on Galloway. Nice finish off the glass. Bullets up 5. We're going back and forth in this final minute. Stipe. Fade away. Bucket over Prather. Taipans got to get a stop. Enough separation between the shot clock and the game clock. About a 6-second gap. They'll play it straight up here. Bateman isolated up near half court on Duffelmeyer. Contact, no call. Bateman, hezzy pull up from 3. No good. Stipe rebound. 5 on the clock.
Gotta go.
Steal by Cook. That's the game. Bullets take Blitz 24 and the Loggins Bruton Cup 85-82 in a thrilling contest here at the Gold Coast Sports and Leisure Center. Liam.
Oh, well, there you have it. We're in Queensland. The two Queensland teams go at it to finish off the Blitz, and the Bullets, the closest team in location to the Gold Coast, they're going to take it out. A moment of hesitation from Stipe as he got the defensive rebound. Maybe slightly unaware of time, score, and situation. And as a result, Bateman eating almost the entire shot clock, was able to do enough to secure the win.
And an outstanding way to finish this week of events. And soon we will have announcements from half court with our in-court announcer. But boy, what a great way to finish. And we go down to half court.
Tournament it has been. But ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to introduce the winner of the Ray Borner Medal. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Tyrell Harrison. Congratulations, Tyrell, well deserved. And ladies and gentlemen, you made the trip down the M1, and it is my pleasure to announce that the winner of the Loggins Brutons Cup for NBL Blitz 24 is the Brisbane Bullets. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time.
Presenting the Loggins Bruton Cup to the Brisbane Bullets. An outstanding week, capping off a terrific preseason from the new look Brisbane Bullets. Tyrell Harrison, winner of the Ray Borner Medal. And this group looks much different to what we saw in NBL 24. Liam, it's a happy bunch. They're balanced, they're cohesive. They are ready to make an impact in NBL 25.
Well, winners are grinners. Fun to see. They've had a terrific preseason and lots of positive energy around this Bullets team heading into the start of the season. Loggins Bruton Cup, two names that, you know, have had some history, a lot of successful history in Loggins' case with this Bullets franchise. Fun to see Brian Curl handing it over in the absence of Leroy and Cal, and you know, that's well deserved. They closed it out in the end, but shout out to these Taipans young guys. Galloway, you can see here on the highlights the back-to-back triples, and you know, guys like a Calder Gack, Dylan Stipe, Jonah Antonio, that group that found some energy over the course of the second half of the game, and you know, resulted in a close finish down the stretch.
And we saw at halftime, Adam Ford made a huge adjustment, whether it was premeditated or not. He went with a total different lineup and let those guys run it out throughout the second half, got them back in the game. And I think Justin Schuler would actually be happier with that type of win than running away with it at the end. He had to come up and see what guys would do under a bit of duress. he had to be challenging to figure out what lineups I go with to stifle this Taipans comeback, and they responded.
Yeah,
it's
sure.
always easier, though, when you have Tyrell Harrison in there dominating in the paint, Liam.
Yeah, well, he was great, 16 and 7, and a worthy recipient of that Ray Borner medal in the end. And you know, Cook, he was excellent all game. He was the game-leading scorer with 20, as I said, at over 50%. But a big hit from Bateman down the stretch. You know, a guy who maybe wasn't having his best time over the course of the afternoon. That was late as he got into the middle of the paint. But, you know, 2-point game. The ball was in his hands, and he stepped up and knocked it down. He was 0 for from long range before that point, and he hit the biggest shot of the game.
And we do a game reset. The Taipans hit 13 threes at 37%. They got much warmer in the second half. Probably too many turnovers, especially early, that really hurt them. And the Bullets did a great job from the free throw line. And soon we're going to have the Ray Borner medal winner, Tyrell Harrison, right here with us. Tyrell, someone who is starting to make his impact in this competition throughout his early years in the league, severely impacted by injury. The only thing that's ever held him back from being successful in the competition is good health. And Tyrell, outstanding preseason. You get awarded with the Ray Borner medal. You led this Brisbane Bullets team to this Blitz championship. You must be feeling great as we head into NBL 25.
Yeah, like it's definitely exciting. We've had a long and very good preseason, and it's just showed all the work that we've gone through this preseason. And yeah, like I'm super happy for the boys. Hopefully this is a good confidence boost, momentum going into the season. Yeah, like very excited for the season.
I just mentioned how you had health problems. You get injuries every time you started making a run, and this has gone back 3 or 4 seasons now. Yeah. What's been the difference is it just natural maturity? Did you change your strength and conditioning program? How has all this manifested to what we see right here?
Yeah, I think it was, I guess, a bit of everything, I guess. But yeah, you know, like having the right support network around me to help me through those tough times, and then honestly, like just getting healthy is a big part, and then just regaining all the confidence that I had. Like I put in so much work with obviously all the amazing coaches I've had: CJ Bruton, Mick Downer, Sammy Mack, Vandy, like everyone, and just like trying to continue it off after last season, and yeah, like just trying to carry that over to this season as well. Just bring all that confidence and just try to win games.
Tyrell, congrats on the Ray Borner medal. We've been talking all week about how fun it is to watch you playing so well, the poise in the block, and what a sensational preseason. You look set for a big year, but the team as a whole.
Yeah.
You know, the 3 wins here this week. You play a lot of games over the course of preseason.
I think 8 games. Yeah.
And you've had some good success. How are you feeling now about the group as we head towards Perth and the opening round of the season?
Yeah, like it's super exciting. Like we know, like we've played 8 games now. Like we know what we need to work on and improve. And if we get good in those areas, it's going to be like we're going to be looking real good, tough. So yeah, and like excited to go to Perth, play Breakers, and just try to keep carrying the wins over. And yeah, like again, like this is going to be an exciting season. Like we've brought in all the right pieces to fit the style of play that we're trying to bring into this league. And yeah, like this is super exciting.
I talked to Justin Schuler and Mitch Norton this morning at the hotel, and they both alluded to the fact that this team is unified, the cohesion, but mostly the depth that you guys have. And there's one thing to say that you have players coming off the bench, but true depth is what you guys are starting to demonstrate. The guys that know what they're supposed to do when they get in the game. And you've got a serious scorer in Casey Prather that's providing a really nice punch. And he's going to be playing against second-string lineups most of the time when he comes into the game. What is your thoughts on it?
Yeah, like, exactly. Like, all of the words going around about the Bullets in the off-season, like, hopefully we've turned those to the side. And then, yeah, like, obviously Casey's been putting in the work this off-season. He's had a bumpy preseason, but again, like when he stays healthy, and obviously we can see what he can do, and like that's very scary. Like, yeah, like I'm super excited for him. It's going to be a great season, and yeah, honestly, just just can't wait for the season to start, to be
Well,
honest.
it's around the corner, man. Hey, we're the Blitz here on the Gold Coast for the second year in a row. Thanks to the Gold Coast, the Queensland government and Experience Gold Coast. You're a local kid, Southeast Queensland.
Yep.
You familiar with these surroundings in the Gold Coast Sports and Leisure Centre?
Honestly, like, I grew up in Logan. All I've known my whole life was Logan, so this is a bit too far south for me.
Okay.
But obviously it's very nice. Like, again, second preseason we've had here. Like, it's a great location. I'm honestly super excited if there's a team that could pop up here. And yeah, like, it's a great location. Yeah.
And did you get out during the week? Did you? I mean, Ruck's been talking about all the different experiences you can have here on the GC. Did you get amongst it?
Yeah, we did. We went to the beach, golf. Boys visited the mall. Like, just got to sightsee a little bit. And obviously, like, this is just the next suburb out from Logan, so it's a backyard for me. But it's good to see all the boys exploring Gold Coast as well. And yeah, like, there's a lot of stuff to do here, and it's family friendly as well.
And on that note, now you're a father. How has that impacted your game? I see you often around the stadiums with the family, and your wife Kalani is a tremendous basketball player in her own right.
Yeah.
I would say that your child is going to be a serious hooper, but how has that affected your life and how it relates to basketball and your everyday approach?
For sure, it's definitely changed my mindset a lot. Like, it's not like I'm not just worrying about myself. Like, I've got a family to look after as well. But you know, like, that, I think it's a good space for me. Like, again, like, when I'm at the basketball stadium, it's all about basketball. And then as soon as I leave, I'm a family man. Like, I'm a dad. Like, I've got more stuff to look out for. But yeah.
Tyrell, before we finish up, man, your dreams and aspirations, so much focus on Rocco and what he might be able to become and his journey towards the NBA draft. But man, you really helped yourself this week. When you signed at Brisbane, you and Tom Fullerton, Andre Lamanis told me, you know what? I think I've signed two guys who have NBA potential. Now, Tom took a different journey.
Yeah.
But here you are now. You're at a point in your career where it feels like everything's starting to click. You're the Ray Borner medalist. Everyone looking at it, the type of impact you're going to have this season. There were 22 NBA teams in the building this week, and a number of them spoke to me about, hey, he's interesting. That big fella is interesting. What do you want to achieve in this next phase of your career?
Like, honestly, like that's cool and all, but I'm just trying to see how far I can go with basketball. Again, like, talking about my earlier career, just being riddled with injuries, like, I'm just trying to see how far I can go, and what that looks like for me, I've no idea. But right now I'm just focused on the Bullets, like, trying to have a good season here, and then just try and make a playoff run, and then hopefully win a chip for this club. But yeah, like that, like, again, like, it's always going back to stay healthy and just try to show this league how dominant I am.
Well, the scene shifts out to Perth next week.
Yep.
What's the next few days look like for you guys as a team?
As a team, I think the boys deserve a couple of days off, which we've got.
I don't think that's up to you, Tyrell. However, you keep putting up numbers like this, and a lot of things will be up to you.
Yeah, but yeah, but no, we have a good couple of days of training heading into Perth, playing against the Breakers, and yeah, like, hopefully we can just continue this momentum into that game and to the season. But yeah.
Fantastic. Well, our Ray Borner medalist for 2024 here on the Gold Coast, Tyrell Harrison, outstanding. He's led the Brisbane Bullets to the championship here. We'll see you in Perth.
Sweet. See you there.
Good on you, man. Well done.
Very good. There we go. An outstanding week of basketball here on the Gold Coast. If you ever visit, it is your experience. It's been a great experience for us, Liam, and a really fitting way to finish what's been an outstanding week. You've done a great job with the Next Stars and getting them ready, because that's a huge part of it also, is showcasing our Next Stars. That requires a lot of energy, and I know how much it means to you. That's almost like a baby for you. So congrats to you, because that's one of the reasons so many NBA scouts are out here. It's driven through the Next Stars program. And then, as you mentioned there to Tyrell, they get to see the other talent that we're blessed with here in the league. So full credit goes to you.
Oh, thanks, man. No, it was, it's obviously love being a part of the league and the program and helping where I can. But you're right. I mean, Terrence Ferguson brings NBA eyes to the league, and Torrey Craig gets an opportunity as a result. We've seen other guys along the way: Jay Sean Tate, Xavier Cooks, Jock Landale, Will Mack. These guys are going from the NBL to the NBA, not just through the Next Stars pathway. That's offering opportunity and eyeballs, but through, regardless of all different paths and where people are in their careers. So Tyrell, big season ahead, and who knows what he might be able to achieve from there.
Well, that's it from the Gold Coast, and we have the Brisbane Bullets as the winners of the Loggins Bruton Cup. They walk away from the Blitz 24 as the champions. And now, as I mentioned before, this scene shifts to Perth for the Hoops Fest, which begins Thursday night with Melbourne versus Tasmania. Here it is. It comes around so quickly. Liam, thank you for your assistance today. I hope I didn't butcher this thing up as a play-by-play my first
Great
time.
job, Rock. You killed it.
But here we are. Hey, everyone out there, we love your support and are grateful for everything that you do for us, and you provide so many comments. The engagement online is fantastic. Stay engaged, stay focused. NBL 25 is back.